Welcome back to Hannity. So last night was a total disaster for 2016 Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton. Now, she lost the New Hampshire primary by a wide margin to self-proclaimed socialist Bernie Sanders. Now, after her disastrous and embarrassing defeat in an attempt to boost her polls in South Carolina, well, Clinton broke out her trusty race card. Watch this.
We also have to break through the barriers of bigotry. African-American parents shouldn't have to worry that their children will be harassed, humiliated, even shot because of the color of their skin. Immigrant families shouldn't have to lie awake at night, listening for a knock on the door.
And that's not all. Last night, Clinton's campaign manager sent out a memo that reads in part, quote, "It will be very difficult, if not impossible, for a Democrat to win the nomination without strong levels of support among African-American and Hispanic voters." It goes on to read, Hillary's high levels of support in the African-American and Hispanic communities are well known. She has maintained a wide double-digit lead over Senator Sanders among minority voters in national surveys and in states where African-American and Hispanic voters make up a large share of the electorate. And following the New Hampshire victory, Bernie Sanders, well, he made a stop in Harlem today to meet none other with the Reverend Al Sharpton. All right, joining us now is the chairman of the Tea Party Forward, which is Niger Innis, Fox News contributor, radio talk show host Leslie Marshall, political commentator Eric Guster. Really, is that what you're going to do? You're going to go straight to Al Sharpton? Let's go kiss the ring.
Well, Al Sharpton is a force in the African-American community, and he is one of those people that candidates have to go to in order to get support. Because when you're getting support in politics, you have to reach out to different people. There are some on the political front, there are some on the religious front, and some on the social justice front.
So you reach out to a guy with his background and history. He used the term Greek homos, he called the first black mayor of New York City the N-word multiple times. Is that the guy you go to?
That was 15 years ago, Sean.
Oh, 15 years ago. All right, so everything I've said five seconds ago is fine. It's all legit.
It was 15 years ago. He apologized for that. But Reverend Sharpton is a pillar in the community, and he's one of those people that can help candidates. And he talks about different social issues.
Okay.
He brings different
Niger
issues
Innis. Let me go to the Nation.
To the front.
The Nation.com, hardly part of the vast right-wing conspiracy. Why Hillary Clinton does not, pen in, deserve the black vote. Right there. My question to you, in other words, and it goes through detailed how the Clinton policies have not helped black America. Certainly black America has been disproportionately negatively impacted under Obama. So why would the black community vote for Hillary when Bernie Sanders also did well with the minority vote in New Hampshire?
I think there's no question about it. And actually, let me take a moment to shock Eric and actually agree with him. I think that the Democratic Party needs to replace the logo or their symbol of the donkey with Al Sharpton, because he's the perfect reflection of progressive politics and the Democratic Party today. But, you know, to be quite frank, after 7 years of hope and change partying, I think the black community is confronted with a hangover. And that hangover is a high unemployment rate, it is the wealth gap, and it is the fruition of progressive policies. And you know, Albert Einstein said, Sean, the definition of doing the same thing over and over again, a definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result.
All right,
I think the black community is looking for a change.
Leslie, let me go to you. If you look at the exit polls last night, and you're a Democrat, Sanders clobbered Hillary over an issue I've been bringing up. Most of America, some 60+%, do not find her honest and trustworthy, and most people don't feel that she cares about them. And here's the most interesting tidbit of the night. How is it possible? Hillary, the entire state of New Hampshire is Bernie Sanders except for like 4 little counties. That's it. And yet Hillary walks away with more delegates out of New Hampshire than Bernie Sanders? Tell me that's not corruption within Democratic ranks after the coin flip win in Iowa, all 6 of them.
I don't think it's corruption, Sean, because it's quite frankly the exercise among delegates and superdelegates to cast their vote or to cast their delegate for the candidate that they feel would best represent their party and, quite frankly, be able to defeat any of the potential GOP contenders in a general election.
Well,
and that's what I'm hearing is that they love Bernie, they can feel the burn, but they don't think nationally it'll work.
Without the coin flip, let me throw this to Eric. She loses Iowa. She has fewer delegates, but she won all 6 of them. Now, because the 8 superdelegates in New Hampshire are all part of the Clinton machine, all of them, forget the will of the people, the Democratic Party in New Hampshire, forget that, he comes out the winner. And according to the Daily Caller, they're actually claiming Hillary has 300-plus delegates and Bernie has 42, and he won both states, from my estimation.
The Democratic Party is going to have backlash with those types of actions. Bernie Sanders has a great chance of beating Hillary Clinton, even with the socialist tag, with his programs that he's putting forth. I don't know how he's going to necessarily afford them all, but he has a great chance of beating Hillary, because the African American community is not necessarily in Hillary's pocket like so many people
I agree
think.
with you. That was the narrative. I'm flipping the dial last night. Everybody say that. I'm like, no,
it's not.
That is not happening.
I saw Bernie Sanders, his campaign rally in Birmingham, Alabama, my hometown. It was full of people.
And huge.
And I criticized Hillary because she went and did a campaign rally for the elite, where in Birmingham, he did one for the people, and the masses are the ones who actually vote.
I predict, Nigerianus, that this assumption that everybody's making, prove it to me. I don't think she apparently is believing that she has the minority vote locked up. I don't think that's the case. Thoughts?
I agree completely. Not only that, but I don't think the Democratic Party has the black community locked up as it has in the past. I think the hidden story of South Carolina is going to be the bleeding of black voters into the Republican primary. That's going to shock you. You heard it here first.
All right, Leslie, we have 10 seconds.
I think it's interesting how poll numbers only matter when it fits one's narrative. The polls clearly show that she has a huge lead with African Americans and Hispanics.
And why did it show
Iowa
up in New Hampshire?
Iowa and New Hampshire don't have a lot of non-whites in them, so it'll be interesting. Lastly, gentlemen, this is a 50-state election, not a 2-state election.
You're right.
It is a 50-state election. That lady hasn't sung yet.
Okay, thank you all.
So far, so bad.
So far, so bad is right. That was a beatdown.